Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has definitely been a while since I've done much of anything. I just did a a haul video, and I realized I hadn't even done a haul video in like almost half a year, but that's really just because I don't have really anything to buy anymore, or if I do, it's like a new release book. But I mean, very little do I have to purchase now, I guess. It's all like either replenishing stock of what I've run out of or new release books. And then there's occasionally, like, I guess a supply or two I'll grab for review's sake. But yeah, nothing like the hauls I used to do. But it was kind of interesting posting that. But I thought I'd get on and do a WIP and chat and kind of just say hi. So yeah, I like originally I just hadn't posted because things had been so busy, you know, with the new job, kids still in sports, all of that. And then just this past week, my father-in-law passed away, and it wasn't necessarily unexpected per se. I mean, he's been sick for a while, but his passing was not expected. Like, 'cause he's been in and out of the hospital, and he went in for congestive heart failure, and they just kept him overnight for observation. But like, he was, you know, they were like, oh, he'll be able to go home tomorrow. And so like it was a admission, but like nothing serious. And then the next day, like, everything went south, like quite immediately. It was yeah, just caught us off guard, I guess. He was 78 though, so lived a long life. My husband's dealing with it pretty well, and kids are doing okay too. It was just unexpected at that particular time, just because, you know, we honestly all thought he was coming home that day, because that's how the doctors had put it, you know, that he was fine, he'd be coming home, and then all of a sudden, yeah, he was not. Sorry, there'll be pauses because I'm taking a drink of my peppermint mocha, white peppermint mocha. I can't handle regular peppermint mochas for some reason. I don't know why. And it's kind of funny too, because I actually hate white chocolate, but I will only get white mochas, so it's kind of an odd thing. But yeah, so we've been dealing with that, and it's definitely been a rough year. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm pretty much over 2023. I'm ready for New Year's and 2024. Let's just scrap this year. But work has been good. You know, it's interesting because it's kind of like a fight with myself. Because I don't think I was ready to get back into a high stress job, to be honest. I had just left one. And I just don't think I was mentally ready to go back to that kind of work. And not only is it just, you know, back to being in a high stress position, I'm in an industry where nothing is the same. Like the industry I was in before, it constantly evolved, like any industry, obviously, it has to evolve or grow stagnant, but change in that industry was really slow. You know, like there'd be a Google update and and people would rework how they write content, you know, but that was only like every, you know, maybe twice a year. And major changes really weren't often. But yeah, I mean, it just it's gradually evolved. It wasn't crazy, but now I'm in a tech company using AI, and that industry is rapidly, and I want to put like in big caps and underline it 50,000 times, rapidly evolving. I mean, like literally something will be relevant and then an hour later it's changed. And I wish I was being like sarcastic, but I'm not. So yeah, like I had rolled in, there was, you know, I knew what I was expecting, or I don't know. But everything changes so quickly that like expectations and plans, like you'll start working on goals and making plans around those goals, and then literally like next week that it's no longer relevant. Like the industry has changed so much, or the need. And so, you know, top that off with it just being a high stress job, and you're like, so yeah, I mean, I wasn't mentally ready to go into a high stress job, let alone an industry that is constantly moving. Like you never get a break. Nothing ever sits. Like my old job, at least, you know, I showed up and the day to day was about the same, sometimes even monotonous, but hey, whatever. There's something to be said about the peace of monotony, right? But this job is not that way. Like every day it's something new, changing. In fact, there's some big changes coming now too. And I just don't think I was mentally prepared for that. I don't know. It's hard to explain if you haven't had that happen to you before, I guess. I was having fun running my Etsy, and then also I've noticed like I've been getting really cranky because I don't ever have time to color, or if I do, it's like literally a half hour or something. And then like I don't know what happened to December. My husband's like, yeah, Christmas is next week on, you know, Monday. And I'm like, no, it's not. I thought I had like 2 more weeks. I've got a closet overflowing with Amazon boxes. And I'm not even kidding you. The stack is like 4 feet high and like 3 feet wide. It's ridiculous because I just kept throwing them in there, and I was like, I'll wrap them when I have time, but I don't ever have time. Like, and the Etsy store, you know, went through the holiday sales or orders. So that was a little bit insane. And then I was also getting grouchy because I never had time to film. And like my YouTube is my creative outlet, but also, I don't know, it's like my baby. I've spent so much time growing it, and my baby is like slowly or just like, I don't know, dwindling because I'm not putting any content up, and that's just life. So I get grouchy about that because I'll be like, okay, I'm going to film today. And then suddenly it's like a month has gone by. And then Sundays, by the time Sunday would roll around, I was just so burnt out from the week that I couldn't stream because I was working on Saturdays. And yeah, it's just, so I'm scaling things back. I had to finish out my orders and holiday stuff for Etsy. But I'll be transitioning to an inventory based model. So nothing will be made to order anymore. But I mean, I love my Etsy store because I spent so much time creating that. So, you know, and it's funny. I get a job and then my Etsy store takes off. I'm like, what the heck? But don't get me wrong, like, it's nice having a steady paycheck. Like, I know I'm gonna get paid, you know. It's not gonna ebb and flow with holidays and shopping demands. So I mean, that part is really nice, and the people are really cool to work with. And like, I mean, the company itself is really cool. It's crazy to just watch them work, and like how they just continually like come up with these ideas using AI, and you're like, dang, I would have never thought of that. But yeah, it's just, words. I guess because I have OCD, that's probably the best way to explain it. I kind of need a little bit of consistency, monotony, all that. Simply because, you know, I create systems and checklists, and I create routines, and that kind of keeps my OCD at bay. But when I'm in an industry where everything changes and I can't really make a routine, because it changes every day, it kind of screws with my OCD. So my OCD flares up, and then so does my anxiety, and then it's just a whole downhill from there. So yeah, it's good for me in a way, because it's forcing me to kind of work on controlling my OCD, but also it's bad in a way that it just stresses me out. And it's not going to change at all. This is any tech industry is always going to rapidly evolve. Tech changes. It's kind of like our CEO said, because he had plans for something in February, and he's like, that might as well be a year from now in the tech world, which is true. Because it is. I mean, tech evolves so quickly that a few months is like, might as well be years. And yeah, I'm just not used to that. So I'm working through that. Today I woke up just feeling rotten, but to be quite honest, oops, let's see if I can get this primed. Like, I don't know if it's burnout or I'm getting sick or both. I don't know. I woke up with a migraine, so I took my migraine meds, which always have lovely side effects. They leave you all wonky. But yeah, I had taken those, and then just all day I've been so tired, but I haven't been sleeping well, you know, between the stress of things with my father-in-law and trying to help where I can on that, and then work, and then just the holidays. But yeah, like because I really wanted to go into the holidays and be all like giddy and holiday spirit. I really did. Like, I wanted to be all holly jolly this year. Because I swear every year I'm like the Grinch. And this month went by so fast with everything going on that I didn't even do holiday baking. I'm behind on wrapping. We haven't even done like most of the Christmas activities we'd want to with the kids. So I just kind of feel like I haven't even done like much of Christmas coloring. Every time I sit down to color in general, I have very little time. But also it's like I sit down to color something for Christmas and I get bored. And then I get mad because I'm like, I have nothing to show for Christmas coloring. I think I've done 2 pages. I have a lot of WIPs. But honestly, I think I've only done like 2 pages. And so then I get frustrated at that because I'm like, oh, I had picked out all these books and I was all excited, and yeah. I keep trying to do Christmas pages, and then I just abandon them. So I think that's my mind's way of saying we're not doing Christmas coloring. I wanted to finish this one because I actually was enjoying this one. And that was the other thing, like I was gonna do a color along on my silent channel, but I've noticed like the only pencils I want to color with lately are my Prisma, so I'm almost thinking of creating 2 sets, because I'll have a bunch pulled out downstairs in my bedroom because that's where I typically color. So I'm almost thinking of creating another case and set for up here, because I'll go to do a color along or a tutorial and be like, oh, I don't want to bring my set up here when I'm using it downstairs, or like I'll have some pencils out for a combo and I don't want to accidentally pull those and forget. So I'm literally thinking of making a second 150 set. I mean, I have a ton of spare Prismacolors up here. I'm pretty sure I have enough to make like 2 or 3. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna get a case together and make a whole other set, and that'll be kind of my set that stays up here, so I'm not dragging it up and down the stairs. And that'll actually get me to do more color alongs, because like I said, then I won't be like, oh, I'm in the middle of a project downstairs, I don't feel like uprooting it. But that's the only pencil I feel like using lately. I pulled out a few other pencils, even some watercolors. I pulled out, that's a hard word to say. I pulled out my museum aquarelles and tried starting a Clara Markova page. Honestly, I don't recommend even touching her books when you're not feeling a certain season. They are so busy. There's just not an easy page in those darn books. But I was like, oh, I'm going to tackle it with watercolor pencils. That'll make it faster and easier. And it did. But again, I just guess I'm not holly jolly enough, because I was like, oh, okay, I'm over this. So, but now I'm like, oh, I need to finish this. So I don't know. I may or may not finish it. I did do one portrait. I have a few other pages like pulled out, but it's like Christmas is next week. I just don't have time to do anything, and then it bums you out, kind of. Like yeah, I mean, for wrapping, I've got so much to wrap and no time to do it. I haven't had time to film, and that one's been really, really bugging me because I want to film. It's, but I don't know. I guess it's just kind of a wacky month, end of the year. My work is technically closing or offering to close all of next week. We're closed for sure Monday and Tuesday, but as their Christmas gift to everyone, they offered the entire week paid off, so you don't have to work. But I'm like new, and so it's my own pressure, but I'm like, oh, I should probably still work a little bit. And you know, just it's how my brain works. So I don't know on that one, but yeah, I mean, technically we are closed all next week, but I'm sure I'll work. There's a lot to get done, and I just don't want it to all pile up anyways for when we come back on January 2nd. Today's the last day my kids are at school. I think that might be another reason I'm feeling kind of like burnt out, is just this is the last day I'll get a little bit of a me time break. I don't know if that even makes sense, but yeah, just the holidays in general are so exhausting. Like, we have nothing but a ton of family dinners and everything from now until the end of the year, and it's just like you kind of like, you never get a day, you know? You're either prepping for this, prepping for that, wrapping gifts, going to this. And it's like, it's all for, you know, the family, the kids and everything. But at the same time, you're just kind of like, oh, so much work. And maybe that's why every year I get kind of cranky around the holidays, because I just feel like it's nothing but more to-dos. They are building the school across the street still. They've actually done quite a bit. It's funny, every day I'll look out and be like, wow, they've got more in there. And the thing just gets bigger and bigger. It's a monster, is what it is. I don't know how many kids are supposed to go to that thing, but every time I look over and see more, I'm like, holy crap. So yeah, I don't know what their plan is or how many students are going to go there, but it's going to be a lot. Either that or it's going to be super empty. But every time, like, someone who doesn't know what it is, like, will come over and be like, what the heck is that they're building over there? I'm like, it's a high school. They're like, oh my gosh, it's huge. Yep, I'm aware. I see it every day, blocking my view of the mountains. Just the front. The backyard has a better view of the mountains anyway, but still, it would have been nice to still have the view up front, because that's kind of why I bought the house, but whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to like hop on. This won't be a long WIP and chat just because I've got so much to do. And I'm trying to catch up with some filming, and then of course I honestly just don't feel super great right now. Just a combination of stress, grief, and exhaustion. So probably gonna take a few hours to rest too before the kids get home. And then they're home for 2 weeks. So I just wanted to pop on though, let you know I was still chugging along, what I've been up to, and then of course, you know, why I haven't been streaming or anything like that. But I know after the holidays and things calm down a little bit more, I'll be able to get back on track. And then, like I said, my Etsy store will be ramping down, and I actually have hired a girl from the neighborhood. Oh, I didn't color that door there. And she's helping create inventory, so I've been training her on all my recipes and techniques, so that'll be good. But I'll be honest, I don't know, like, I'm like in this pickle because I like this job, but at the same time I just don't know if I can sustain with it. I don't know. Like I told my husband, I honestly took it for the paycheck, and I mean, it doesn't bring me joy. Like, I was so happy those few weeks I was just doing Etsy and all that. It's just the Etsy income takes a while to build up. You know, and once you have kids and a mortgage and all that, you don't really have the time to sit there and be like, well, I'm gonna wait for this to build. So yeah, I just kind of feel like I'm in a weird spot, but hopefully I'll be able to clear that up by the new year. But yeah, I think I'll cut this here. Sure you've seen enough flicking today. I think is this the only one I've colored in here? This is the Home for the Holidays one, by the way, from Teresa Goodridge, but I think it is. There's so many pages in here I do want to color though. I started that one and then I was like, I don't feel like coloring those books. So that's kind of where my mind is these days. But yeah, there's so many pages. I almost want to just like take all my Teresa Goodridge books, because that seems to be all I feel like coloring these days, and just pile them all in my room, and that's just all I color until I've colored them all. Because I have noticed, like in fall, that's all I colored was Teresa Goodridge. I had a completed Christmas and winter pages, Teresa Goodridge. Everything else is a WIP. So yeah, it's kind of weird. It's her style, but also, I don't know, everything she creates is cute. So that's part of it too, I guess. But, well, I hope you all are doing well. I probably won't stream this Sunday simply because it is Christmas Eve and it's going to be busy for me, as I'm sure everybody else. So I'll plan on streaming that next one, which is like New Year's Eve, but that's no big deal. All the activity happens at night for that one. So yeah, I'll be back on with that, and then I am going to try and get back into Wednesday night streams for my diamond painting channel. I just have to wait because my son's practices right now are on Wednesdays, but we'll see. So yeah, I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Let me know in the comments below what you're working on, or if you're also in a funk where like you start a Christmas page and then you're like, this is dumb, I can't finish this. So I'm not the only one, hopefully, crossing fingers. But yeah, until next time, everyone, take care. Bye now.